Hey guys, it's me, Mary. So guess what? I finally have a camera with decent quality, which I think is amazing. So a lot of you guys commented some really cool questions for me to do for my Q&A over the past few days on all sorts of social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and I got enough questions to do one. So let's get to it. Camilio on Facebook wants me to describe myself in 5 songs. I would say Pity Party by Melanie Martinez is 1. 2 would be Warrior by Demi Lovato. 3 would be Jealous by Nick Jonas. 4 would be Always on My Mind by Michael Bublé. I'm pretty sure that's by him, but I'm not sure. Anyways, he does a version of it that I love. And 5 would be probably Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie. It's an odd set of songs, but I feel like those 5 songs capture my essence pretty well. Olivia on Facebook wants to know, what am I most passionate about in like the upcoming months, and what do I see myself doing in the future as a job? Well, right now I'm currently a teacher's aide and daycare assistant at an elementary school near where I live, and it's a really fun job and the kids are wonderful. So, I volunteered in that field for a whole year straight, absolutely loved it before I even got a job in the field. And then I still volunteer once a week at the old school that I used to volunteer at as well. So I'm volunteering and working, which means I guess I get the best of both worlds. But I'm really also passionate about music and the arts, which you all know about. And I'm going to be auditioning for season 12 of The Voice in February. And I like to think that something may come out of it. I don't know. But even if something doesn't, at least I can say that I had the experience and I actually went out and did it. So, I don't know where life is going to take me, but I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Elizabeth on Facebook wants to know, what would I do once I met someone from the internet I've never seen before? This is a fun one. So I've done a few meetups with internet friends. Some of the people I still speak with and some of them don't. But I've done a lot of them all over New England. I've done once in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island. And what's funny too is that actually a couple of them were people who bumped into me and recognized me, which was pretty cool because it was just like, I was going about my day on the beach and at the amusement park, and all of a sudden these guys come up to me and, Mary! One of them was my friend Patrick, and he's like a really cool dude, so that was awesome. When I have this picture of me and him from like 3 summers ago, he'll remember it. Shout out to you, Patrick. So Danny wants to know what states I want to visit. Danny is on Facebook, by the way. So the states that I really want to visit are ones that I've never been to, or ones that I haven't been to in a really long time. So those include Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, like ones like all out west. Like I want to do this big west trip, and then I want to go back to Florida at some point. I want to explore New York City a little bit more in New York because I went on a field trip there my sophomore year of high school, but it was only a day trip and I didn't really get to see all the things that I wanted to see at the time. So I'd like to go back. And I've also never been to Myrtle Beach, which I think is in South Carolina, and everybody talks about that, and I'd love to go there sometime. So Julia Purcell on YouTube wants to know, how old am I and do I live in Erie? I am 17. I'm going to be 18 at the very end of this month, actually. My birthday is December 29th, so woo, almost 18. But I do not live in Erie, sadly. Sorry. Dancer Girl -56 on Snapchat wants to know, who's my best friend? I'd have to say my best friend Zaidi. because she and I are literally the same person, and she just gets me in a way that most people don't. But my ever best friend was my best friend Lynn, who passed away about 1.5 years ago due to osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. So she was my ever best friend. So I'd say it would be Zaidi Yimlin. I don't know how to pronounce this. Aina, I think I said Aina on YouTube wants to know my favorite song and my least favorite song to cover. And then she says, by the way, this is Helena from a while back. Hey Helena, I do remember you commenting on some of my past videos, on some of my live streams. My favorite song to cover at the moment is probably The Way You Look Tonight by Frank Sinatra. And my least favorite song to cover is usually anything by Justin Bieber from like a while back. Like people were like, oh, can you sing like Baby or something? And I'm just like, bruh, no. Krista on Facebook wants to know, if I had to be any animal, what would you choose? Isn't it obvious? I'd be a penguin, because penguins are fabulous. And I have an unhealthy obsession with penguins of Madagascar, despite it not really being much around anymore. So, Small Loki on Instagram wants to know, if I could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Well, Small Loki, I could tell you that. I'd love to travel to England and Ireland, and I'd love to do like a whole Europe trip. There's so many really interesting countries in Europe that I just would love to see. But England's probably number 1, and then Ireland would be 2, France would be 3, Italy would be 4, Greece would be 5. So that's like my top 5 in case you were curious about that too. Pranksta Films on YouTube wants to know if I would ever act in a movie. And also, what are my favorite kind of movies? I would love to act in a movie because I've never had much acting experience to begin with. I mean, I took acting classes one summer a while back, but other than that, don't have any experience, but I'd love to get some. So if anybody's casting in a movie and wants an awkward nerd like me, I'm all for it. I'd love to audition. But my favorite kind of movies are romance, comedy, drama, action, thrillers, basically anything except horror. I'm not keen on horror movies that much unless they have like a really good storyline that like lures me in and baits me to watch it. Isha on Facebook wants to know who's one of my favorite artists. One of my favorite artists is my queen, Demi Lovato. Saw her in concert with Nick Jonas in July. She was amazing. It was my first time seeing her. I've been wanting to see her for ages, and I'm so glad that I could say that I had the chance to go see her. Jackie on Facebook wants to know if I've taken voice lessons. I have, actually. Back in middle school and high school, I went to, like, the schools were intertwined, and they had a music magnet program, which you could pick a major / instrument and, focus on it, and you get free private lessons once a week. So I did that for 6 years, it was a wonderful program, and I don't regret it in the slightest. I also did show choir in addition to that, and I took some group lessons before that, and I started that when I was about 8, so I did the group lessons from 8 to 11, and then focused on the music program in my school. Megan's World on YouTube wants to know how you sing in front of a camera. I could never do that. By the way, you were talented. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. And, singing in front of a camera is a lot different than singing in front of people because there's nobody really watching you, and the only judge, of you in a camera is yourself, unless you post it on the internet and then people start judging. But, that's life. You're never gonna be fully confident in yourself until you take a few risks, and that's what I do with my covers. I know that not everybody likes my voice, and that's to be expected. I've accepted that. And even now and then I have a little bit of fun with the trolls. Like if they post some sarcastic comment, I'll come up with some sarcastic, witty response, and sometimes it blows their mind, and Yeah. Laura on Facebook wants to know if I play sports or instruments. I'm assuming the sports part is based on my YouTube name, which I've gotten that question a lot. So yeah, I play sports for fun. I don't really do it competitively, but a few of my favorites are swimming, tennis, lacrosse, soccer, baseball, and basketball. Those are ones I'm actually semi-decent at. And Meredith Bezdik on Instagram wants to know, between your dog and your parents, who would you save and why? I don't have a dog, but even if I did, it would hands down be my parents, no question. So yeah, that was my Q&A video, and I'll see you guys next week, and thank you for all the questions, and hopefully I can record some more covers for you guys soon with my new studio mic. I had to replace the other one because the other one you figure was the more expensive one and have better quality and be decent, but it was actually crap. And this one was a lot cheaper, but the sound is better and it works much better. So, yeah.